What is going on, everybody? It's Jared Barnes, and back with another video. This is my brother.
JT again, guys. What's up?
We're recording a couple videos tonight, so I'm not sure which one I'm posting first. So if this is the first video you've seen him in, welcome, my brother. But yeah, I'm just gonna get into it. So UConn, I kind of want to talk a little bit about college football before I even mention it. I already kind of did, but UConn canceled their upcoming college football season. And they announced that on Tuesday that they canceled their 2020 football season. The season was going to be kind of a big year for them because 2020 was the first year they were going to play as an independent and not part of a conference. They were formerly part of the American Athletic Conference, the AAC. They haven't been able to compete in, forever. They've been a bottom feeder in college football for the last couple of years. So a lot of people already forgot that they canceled their season, mainly because on Tuesday, right after they canceled their season, the Big Ten announced their season schedule. And with the way things are kind of going in college football, the big guys, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Clemson, Auburn, the big schools in the big conferences, Oklahoma, Texas, they're going to be able to play. Mainly because they're the schools that bring in the money for NCAA football.
I don't find that right. The Power 5 conferences are really important for college football. Obviously, that brings in the revenue, but you got to feel bad for the lower conferences in the FBS and the FCS. You got to feel bad for the FCS
But
as well.
you know that most of them are in the red with their athletics.
Yeah.
And it's really the big schools that are heavily carrying them. And the rich get richer, the strong get stronger. The poor are left to starve. And that's kind of what's going on in college football now. But it's completely understandable with what's going on. These smaller schools don't have the resources. They don't have the people. They don't have the, I don't know if you'd say manpower, but they just don't have the ability to properly put on a season like a Alabama, like a Clemson, like a Texas, like an LSU may be able to do. But that's because those are the stronger schools, the schools that are bringing in money, the schools that are updating their locker room every 2-3 years to keep up with recruiting. And college football is going to look a lot different because of this. Like, what do you think of the college football season right now, currently? How do you feel? Do you feel confident that it's going to happen? Or?
I don't feel confident in it happening. A lot of high schools canceled. Got to think about it. The MLB just going down in flames. Going down in flames. The NBA did it right, but you can't do that with a 53-man roster. If you're the NFL, I'd be worried as well.
53-man rosters in the NFL. Most college teams have 90 guys on their roster, 90 to 100 players. So when you think about that, you can't put that in a bubble. But
far from it, you can't even do a conference bubble.
No, you could. Where would you put them?
Exactly.
They'd have to have a country of their own. But it would be even tough because the MLB, the reason they're having the COVID problems is because the undisciplined of the players.
You can't go out and party.
Yeah.
You got to be smart about it. You're a professional.
Well, you're not at the collegiate level. You're not a professional.
Yeah,
MLB,
they're going to start getting paid. They're going to start getting paid at some point, and I think that's going to change the aspect of the game. But the MLB players, St. Louis, you can't go out and party.
Miami Marlins went to a nightclub after a win, and that's where their COVID outbreak is linked to. And that's just unprofessional. You don't see the Yankees having these problems. You want to know why you don't see the Yankees having these problems? They're not poorly run. And when you look, the reason some of these teams are in the lower FBS level is because, I'm not going to say they're poorly run, but UConn, the Huskies have been one of the worst teams in college football in the last decade. I don't know their record offhand. I don't know if they've had a winning season in the last 10 years. Do you? Off the top of your head,
I'm not sure, but I know they didn't last year.
It's because nobody cares about UConn football. It doesn't matter to anybody, except the guys that are on the team, their families, those coaches that are on the team because they're trying to move on somewhere else.
You got to feel bad, though. Just going out of the AAC, getting into the independent,
It seemed like they were trying to rebuild the program.
Getting your own schedule, making your own schedule, bringing in good players. I know a player from Pennsylvania going straight to UConn right now.
Yeah.
Senior, great wide receiver, and it's just like You gotta feel bad for a program like that trying to rebuild and then getting set back by something like COVID.
And not all the college football players believe that college football is going to go off without a hitch. The Pac-12 is having massive problems with players. Washington State, the head coach told one of the wide receivers that if he joins with the Pac-12 unity to where they don't want to play because they don't view it as safe, that he's probably going to get kicked off the team. And that's wrong. That's completely wrong.
That's going to take away his scholarship and...
Yeah, he committed to come play football. You told me this the other day. But why should he play football in unsafe circumstances when he's not making any money?
I say, this is my personal opinion. A lot might disagree, but I say you have to put it on pause. You have to put the scholarship on pause. You know, if it really comes down to it, you get a year of education, not for free. They can reimburse you if you come back the next season and play your college career out. But I say it has to go on pause just because you did come to play athletics, and you can't get your education without playing in what you were supposed to be doing there at the college. I mean,
I don't know. I fully agree with that, but
yeah.
When you look across college football and you see players opting out, like
Micah Parsons,
a top 5 prospect coming up in the upcoming draft, a fantastic linebacker,
just a dog coming out of Penn State.
A guy that I have seen in action at the high school level with my own eyes, even was on the same field as him, as he rocked me and almost made me rethink my existence as a human being.
Yeah.
I wish I could find that video, but I really can't. And I don't want that video out there because it's embarrassing. But
yeah, I'd feel bad if it did get out there, but I'd probably make fun of you as well.
Yeah, it'd go viral is what it would do. But
yeah.
And when you see a guy like that opt out, I watched the video he released today on his Instagram that he did with Penn Live, and I wasn't upset with him for doing so. I completely understand it. I did not know that he had a young kid. I didn't. Did you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I didn't know he had a young kid, and I understand completely why I did it, because if he goes out there and plays this season, he's got a young one that that is depending upon him, and the only thing right now that he is focused on is getting his degree, which he's going to do. He said that in his video, and getting to the NFL, and he has a massive chance of it. And if he goes out there and plays and gets sick and possibly injured, there's a chance he may not get drafted. Like right now, he's I would say potential top 5, top 10. If he gets hurt and falls out of the first round or even second round, I mean, you're talking about a massive pay gap that he just missed out on.
I mean, we've seen college players before, college athletes before, they play their senior season, they don't come out their junior season, they get hurt, they drop rounds in the draft, and you sit back and you wonder why. You know what I mean?
You see it in all drafts. You saw like Bobo, a great player in Oregon, come out of the NBA, and he was probably a top 3 player, top 5. Okay, maybe not top 3, but top 5 at his skill. But because of his injury, teams were afraid to invest in him. He fell to the second round, and look what he's doing in the NBA bubble. Michael Porter Jr., another NBA player, just for an example, coming out of college, he got injured and fell mid-first round when he should have been like maybe the top pick in the draft.
Yeah.
I mean, they sat Jamal Murray for him.
Yeah, which...
Massive move.
Yeah.
And look what he's done.
The Nuggets are looking good.
The Nuggets are looking good, but just college football itself, like I was just using those guys as examples because they're college athletes that were injured, that slipped in some rounds, but, it's just... I completely understand why a player would opt out. I completely understand why a player doesn't know if the conference is going to be able to let them play safely. I'm starting to feel more and more positive as the days go on that a college football season is going to happen. But like I said, the rich are going to get richer. It's only going to be possible Power 5 conferences. And you honestly might not see even some of the Power 5 teams play. There might be some of those poor level teams opt out.
Yeah.
And you don't want to see it. You hate to see it if it happens. You completely understand why it happens, though. And
you never know. With UConn just doing it, you might see a bunch of teams, especially out of the Power 5, definitely drop out very soon.
You could see some teams from the Conference USA, even the AAC. The AAC is slowly becoming like what the Big East, if they already might be at that level of what the Big East was back in the day.
Yeah, I mean Houston, a great program right there.
Got a great coach, Dana Holgorsen.
Yeah, I mean I can't believe he left West Virginia. Well, I mean,
understandable.
Yeah.
Why he left West Virginia.
I mean, he
honestly,
wasn't doing anything with them, but
no.
He's bringing talent to Houston. A lot of speed coming out of there, but
yeah. Sadly he lost De'Ara King, but
yeah,
De'Ara King's playing in Miami, so he might have a chance to play dark horse for Heisman. I've said that before, but
he's gonna have to beat out Tate Martell. Gonna have to beat out Tate Martell.
Tate Martell, I'm pretty sure, is playing wide receiver. So.
Oh, you probably.
Tate Martell couldn't beat out. Who the hell was their quarterback last year?
Yeah, I had no clue. Couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Miami's definitely not an offensive program.
No, not at all. But yeah, college football this season is going to be interesting to watch. As the weeks go on, as the days pass, college football becomes a more intriguing story, mainly because it seems like the NFL is going to happen. I wouldn't say without a hitch, but it's going to happen.
Preseasons are looking good.
Not happening.
Oh, not preseason, but my bad. I mean camps.
Training camps.
Training camps.
They're looking good. I don't know how often they're testing players, but it doesn't seem like there is a lot of positive tests. Mainly because they just throw them on the COVID list and then they say, oh, maybe it was a false positive, like they said Matthew Stafford had. And guys like Gardner Minshew get put on the list and then say that the virus avoided them completely. Hilarious statement that he put out, but that's Minshew. But like I said, the NFL is going to go on. The question is, how can college football do it when they don't have, not all of these teams have the millions and millions of dollars that these NFL teams have.
The rosters are much bigger at college, like you said earlier.
I do think that you're going to have to cut down on that quite a bit.
100%.
I don't say you cut those players, but those guys like Clemson last year had 120 guys for their home game roster.
They need a JV squad, man.
Yeah, honestly, they have a lot. They have a massive amount of players, and a lot of those guys saw playing time, which is the crazy part. If you were not redshirted, you saw playing time at some point because they were blowing teams out of the water.
And no offense to UConn, you think Clemson's third string could completely take over the UConn starting lineup?
I don't know. I don't know if I'd
I don't know
say
about that, but
I don't know if I'd say that. Some of their, a lot of their second string guys could probably easily
100%.
start 100%.
100% easy.
Yeah, that just tells you the great program that they have at Clemson, and it's the same thing for Alabama, same thing for LSU, same thing for Oklahoma. I almost said Texas, but that's not true.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I love Texas, but
Spencer Rattler's just
I know how you feel about Texas.
Dominate.
I know how you feel about the Big 12. So.
Well, there's no defense, and that's obviously why Spencer Rattler is just going to ball. But at some point, you're not going to have Heisman's coming out of Oklahoma every year. You know what I mean? I mean, you could, but the thing is, they're just going to realize people like Justin Fields, who's going to win it this year. Justin Fields will win the Heisman. There's no doubt about it.
I can't really fight you on that one.
Exactly,
actually.
I know.
When you say it, I can't fight you.
He's going to dog on everybody, especially Penn State.
He's not a better quarterback than Trevor Lawrence, though.
Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, shut up.
Trevor Lawrence.
Shut up.
Plays in the ACC, and there's not as much competition in the ACC as there is in the Big Ten. That's all I'm saying. I don't know how you can't.
Are you going to tell me?
Disagree with me?
I'm looking at it as NFL prospects. You're going to tell me that Justin Fields is a better NFL prospect?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
If we're looking pro style.
Then he's not a better quarterback.
If we're looking pro style.
Then he's not a better quarterback.
But if we're looking like a Lamar Jackson type.
He's better. Justin Fields.
Better than Lamar Jackson.
Much better thrower of the football than Lamar Jackson.
I mean, he can track a guy too.
He's not near as an athlete as Lamar.
Yeah, he's not as fast, but he can track a guy.
Nobody is near as an athlete as Lamar.
And get back up and
there
walk
is one
over
guy
and disrespect
similar
him.
to Lamar, Arizona State's quarterback, and his name just left me.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But, yeah, I don't know. Anything else to say about college football?
No. The biggest news, UConn. I mean, I just don't know how many more teams.
Big Ten announced their schedule, but
True.
UConn.
True.
Everybody kind of forgot about UConn, but it was kind of the draw to this video here that
the real
intrigued me.
The real question is, who's next?
Yeah.
You know, who's next to
drop
drop out?
next?
And I guess we'll leave it there.
Yeah. All right. Hey, thanks for watching.
See you guys.
We're out. Peace.